Hello, everyone, and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. Tonight, we are playing Dark Rites and Other Forms of Exploitation, a Deviant the Renegades campaign. Last time, they left off in a abandoned Starbucks. I believe it was a Starbucks. Yes, it was very specifically a Starbucks. This was after fleeing the gala, and they had some nice tender moments, and get into the aftermath of that, and uh, see how they're feeling after their actions at the gala. But before we get there, I'm gonna have everybody quickly introduce themselves, starting with Abby.
Hey everybody, I am Abby. I am playing Nidra Nikorchik this evening. I am not at my normal location, so bear with me. Nidra is an autoergic invasive. She is her own progenitor. She is the cause of her own broken and deviancy. And her beef is with Progmadynamics, her former bosses, and the people she was participating in the project with. She has recently killed the PR executive of or PR person of Progmadynamics, Mr. Nigel Fountain, and that's going to be something to deal with.
And Gail.
Hi, I'm Arnica. I'm playing Gale, your biomechanical bird god, a genotypal invasive. Ha ha ha. I remember 2 weeks in a row. Boom, I've got this. Um, and I've been sitting in a Starbucks sulking, but it's time to stop sulking and it's time to back my team up. Let's go ahead and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it like fucking bosses. I got people who believe in me. I gotta rise to the occasion. Gotta get my power level over 9,000. Shit. Let's do this. Plus ultra, yes, bitch.
All right, and May.
Hello, everyone. This is Jessie. I'm playing May, your literal flower girl. I didn't do my vocal warm up, so excuse me if I sound a little funny today. May is a epimorphic chimeric, so she voluntarily underwent a procedure to save her life, but it ended up turning into something like this, where she's got flowers growing out of her face and a bunch of mushrooms and stuff that she makes people eat, makes them feel better. And her beef, as they say, is with her parents' company, Renowned Pharmaceuticals. And why is she after them? There's some mysteries still there to be discovered that have not come to light just yet. But safe to say it's some bullshit. And it's gonna be fun.
Hey everyone, my name is Fleet, your resident golem, the brisket of great renown, the Torah of trucks. Who knows? It's good.
Titan of the Torah.
Titan of the Torah. Um, Torah Tanic. It's in the ocean. Hidden iceberg. What else can I say? Come back next week and I'll have a new one right out of my ass. I'm playing Francis Erlitz, an off the derrick golem who was killed and somehow reborn as a giant glob of walking clay. Welcome to my so-called life.
And then Tia.
Hello there, lovelies. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us. I'm Hilalemus Mogravejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be joining you all this evening as Christiana Tia Oliveira, who is an epimorphic coactive. So essentially, she has what I've affectionately dubbed the shadow burb being stuck in her own head, who is kind of a dark passenger accompanying her and expressing a lot of feelings that I don't think Tia, is fully aware of, or if she is aware of them, she is not saying them out loud for personal reasons. Some of those feelings have started to come out as of last session, and yeah, this is going to be interesting. I've been looking forward to this all week, and yet also my stomach is in knots. Uh, we'll see how this goes. So whoever's next.
I feel like this is the unofficial title. This is going to be interesting.
Alright, and I'm your storyteller, Nerdy Teddy, and already, Fleet, can you recap for us what this coffee shop looks like?
Oh, yes, I can, because you can go to 34th Street in Manhattan and see it for yourselves. I am envisioning a real abandoned Starbucks. On the outside is the large Starbucks logo with those grimy, fake wooden boards beneath it. Someone has spray painted tears onto the Starbucks sign out front, now devoid of all color. On the inside, it is that bright wood, now kind of rotting and darker now that it's sort of gone to seed. There's a lot of random just trash around. Francis is not the only one who has ever lived here based on a large amount of graffiti through the space. Someone had bought the Starbucks, and you can see proof of that with random materials that are someone lost like an iPhone charger, but they ran out of money before they could finish their project. That's what the inside of the Starbucks looks like. There's a mattress in the corner where Francis used to sleep. There's a duffel bag full of whipped creams. And everyone's doing their thing. There's some broken stools, or at least stool cushions around. That has been arranged into a living room, quote unquote. There is no Wi-Fi in this building, but the TJ Maxx next door has the Wi-Fi, which Francis has written down, like almost carved into the wall on the side, right by the outlet. That's what the Starbucks looks like. Does it smell like a Starbucks still? Yes.
Okay. You are approaching early morning. What is everybody doing?
Francis is keeping
Go.
as established from last time. Francis is outside keeping watch, is smoking a cigarette.
I think Tia is probably getting up, probably however early Francis is up as well. I think before that, because of the pain and all of the difficulties she had due to her scars flaring up, the previous evening, I think she maybe just she believed she just passed out wherever, and I think in the morning she wakes up having like fallen asleep near May, and I think she's just like taking in a lot of things from last night, like having that like, wow, I had a weird dream, like that this happened. Oh no, wait, all of that did happen, and it's just sort of up in the morning, and probably going up to wherever Francis is. You are muted, dear.
Yeah, Francis hasn't slept, so when everyone wakes up, I think they're gonna leave everyone to plan and just pass back out. But yeah, they're up all night. Sophia, if that question was intended to be, what are we all doing this morning? What are we all doing last night? In the wee hours of the morning, something happens. I'm up. You can check the VODs. Time stamped. You can talk to Bezos.
Nidra's kind of the opposite of Tia on that one. Was up very late, just trying to, again, check if it was safe to go home. Because she was doing a whole bunch of rolls and research, like at the end of the night on that. So I feel like Nidra was up very late and is now like finally asleep after having, despite all of her best efforts, just straight run out of energy.
Yeah, I think May probably woke up relatively early. She's used to waking up early with the sun. She likes the sunlight. And I think she's probably a tiny bit more subdued than usual. Although that's not to say much because she is, like me, very chipper in general. So her being subdued is more like her going, good morning, instead of good morning. There's like a tiny pitch change. And she's trying to make tea for everyone as best she can with whatever's around and her own, petals and stuff, and just like making do. with like the random reusable Starbucks cups that happen to be there. One's got a big crack in the side, and she's finding some painter's tape and putting some tape on it so that you can still drink out of it. All that kind of stuff.
Tossed Francis's match package, just like
I like it.
toss it back for you. So you have a packet of matches if you want to make tea. You're all good. You're ready.
Amazing. She's like, oh, this is how they used to do it in the old days. And then she tries and fails a few times before she manages to get them.
Old days.
It's like we're camping.
Like, I never think I'm a princess until y'all start talking about making people pedal tea in dirty Starbucks cups, and I'm just sitting over here just dying. Please
She's just not you. She just doesn't know any better. She genuinely is
fucking
like,
love this
I've
game.
never touched these in my life. Oh my goodness.
Listen, we're just here to drink tea. I don't know what
We're
you're on.
just here to drink tea and
We're
kick
just here to
ass.
drink tea. Like what are you reading into this?
Okay, May's new catchphrase is, I'm here to make tea and kick ass, and I'm all out of tea.
I'm here to make tea, kick ass, eat trash.
You're here to make people pedal tea specifically. I just love this game. Just know we are weird as fuck. And sometimes it just hits me.
Toss a mushroom in there now and then. Willow
Did you
bark
just
if
grow
anyone
a
has a
mushroom
headache.
to pop in there out of your arm?
They're there. If I concentrate, I go.
By
pop
the
out.
way, on a game note, for Gail Arnica, as a reminder, killing or otherwise permanently destroying a conviction touchstone heals one major, medium, or minor instability. So you have healed an instability off of last game.
Nice.
Which is good because we keep building those.
I do.
Ooh, we do.
It's a little bit. It's good for me. It's good for the story. It's fine.
Yeah, no, instability's great. Instability's great.
That said, I think that Gail spent the night kind of drifting in and out. She never really slept, but she was like perched on the edge of the counter where she could see everyone and the door, where she could see Francis keeping the door, and anytime Francis was directly in sight, she'd go ahead and put her head down and kind of drift off for 15-20 minutes. And then as soon as Francis would go to circle the building to check the back, check the corners, she's up and awake until Francis makes it around again.
My batch bro.
Stop yelling, where's Francis? Get the fuck out of here. Batch bros. I
Batch
told you
bro.
my family participates in our show.
Where's Francis? On my way to kick your ass. Stay out of your mom's channel.
What they said.
Freaking just making Deadpool references. Where's Francis? Go. Just go.
Like that.
Anyway, so that's what I did.
Yeah, so that's
Passing it
the
off.
morning as it stands.
God damn. Love a horror game. Let me tell you.
Yeah, this is a horror game, everyone. Remember, this is a horror game about vengeance, and this is what we're starting off with.
Pew pew.
What are your plans going forward? Do you plan to continue hiding out in the coffee shop, or do you want to get back to your hideout?
Well, the hideout's been blown. Isn't that the problem?
Mm-mm.
Because it sounds like we were being watched by Gail's cult.
Well, that was I mean, yes, but equally, they were already doing that, and all the research that she did at the end of the last game was the confirmation that, again, no one's really following. Like, somebody's doing an enormous amount of cleanup, so no one's really following us, and that it was safe to go home. Now, that said, we can certainly look at a longer term plan of moving locations off of that, or we could buckle down and reinforce it. It's like there's more directions than just running, because now we're on the offensive.
also killed a couple of people, one of whom's pretty important. So we need to like take advantage of the fact we're on the offensive, I think. But that's me as a player talking.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, if that's an icy comment, we need to switch over.
Gotta get the voices.
I'm not doing Francis's voice right now. This is just me.
Yeah,
You can
no,
tell
no. I think
not as
at least
finished.
Nidra's plan was to try and get people to go back to the compound.
Okay. So I think Francis has been watching the truck. Sophia, has there been any movement throughout the night? Have I noticed anything? Especially because Gail is helping. So if we're gonna come in and report, I'd love to bring that in with me. Whatever happened last night, if anything happened. I think that would affect our planning.
I don't think anything happened. I think you had a couple of like close calls where you thought like something was going to happen, like a car slowed down near the Starbucks and you thought it was going to be something, but it had nothing to do with you, kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mostly quiet night for.
Great. In that case, I relay that to the group. Nothing happened last night. I think we should be safe to go back. But they do know the truck we came in, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, look, for a long time I've said we need something less conspicuous. So we'll look into a different vehicle at some point that can actually fit people.
You mean the Yeasty Boys are done?
I never agreed to this name.
What if we got one of those old like hippie bands? You know, like from like Peace and Love Time? You can fit lots of people in those, right?
Oh, that will serve you right.
Ooh, we could get a mitzvah tank.
What's that?
Oh, no. Oh, May. Jews don't usually proselytize. That's not our thing. But a mitzvah tank is something that rolls around the city, sort of like free Judaism. No, in the same way that Primerica is good insurance.
Oh, that's a joke.
Sorry, yeah, and it like not to make a terrible joke, but Nidra is clearly booting up. So there's been the slow process of cycling all the data back and see. Right, we have an appointment with the Angel Network people tonight too. So
Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot. I was only thinking about the party. Oh no.
I mean, there's a lot to think about with the party, so that's nothing wrong with that. But we need to get back. We need to sort of settle in. We need to check on Jennifer. Yeah, it's Jennifer, correct? Yeah, we need to check on them, and then figure out our appointment tonight.
Does anyone know how to hotwire a car?
I mean, ish.
Think it could get us a new one?
I mean, I think I could help get us a new one normally.
Wait, Nidra, can you just like turn into a car?
No.
With Gail? If you and Gail combine, would you just become a car?
No.
Or an airplane? An airplane.
We do not Voltron, and I also really don't think Gail wants to do that.
Helicopter?
Francis is like
It takes like
agreeing,
5 people to be a Voltron. I've seen it on TV.
There are 5 of us.
May counts. There's 5.
Okay. You've seen the thing that I like do where I take apart the thing like the gun and the phone and I just put them as part of me now. Yeah. I don't know when that happens, if I even could do it with a biomechanical, and I don't think anyone wants the results yet. And while I'm normally here for the force science bit, we have bigger problems. So we're going to hold off on that question mark.
Okay. So hippie van it is. Well, where to get a hippie van?
No. I mean, let's get the bread truck home, and then we'll come up with a better plan than the bread truck. Okay. Or if you're really feeling super squirrely, you can paint the truck.
Let's paint the truck. That would be so fun.
But also, let's say if you get super conspicuous, you have defeated the process, May.
That's also true.
Okay, but that's my idea is to go home, to find real food, to look at my actual computer because I cannot work here.
Actually,
And
can you work here on the truck?
on the
Remember-
truck.
Wait, hear me out. Remember, you said something to me a bit ago about listening devices and things like that. They knew that truck was ours when we came in. They knew we were coming. Stands to reason they'd plant something on the truck.
You're right.
Yeah, I can check and see if there's something on there, I guess. Yeah.
But if you do find something, as soon as you do, we have to get out because they're watching us. They know we're in here. So
Yeah. No, I know. Plus, again, the lady, Celine, you said,
Yes.
I've had a slightly more time to think about that, and my feelings are strange and mixed, but also that person definitely knows things about us no matter how they're getting that information. So,
Well, and she kind of, she didn't kill us. She could have killed us if she was out for us, right? But she didn't. I mean, she wanted information, but
not killing us doesn't actually matter most of the time, mainly because some of us are very valuable alive.
Also, not to be the person who has to point this out to make everyone feel bad about it, but not being killed by someone else is kind of a baseline I feel like we should be accepting from pretty much everyone. I don't know if I don't think we should treat it as uniquely wonderful that someone doesn't want to kill us. I understand that that's a lot to say considering what we're dealing with, but I do kind of feel like someone not wanting to kill us is still doesn't make them good.
I agree. It's she could be keeping us alive for something, for some reason. You can still be a pawn in someone's game, whether they kill you or not, or we're just not important enough to matter, I suppose. It sounds like this. What did you say her name was?
Celine.
Celine. French. Ugh.
Hey.
I'm kidding. I May. French. Does not stop making eye contact with May since they started making that a bit. Has always looked May in the eye and gone, French.
She like murmurs in French under her breath.
But I'm
Which would
thinking
be better.
I'm thinking there's something larger at play here. She has something clearly in the works that we just happen to stumble into.
I don't know if it's stumbling. Again, she bought Pragma, or at least like fucking might as well have bought them. So
yes. So they're
she's
not
looking
after
for
us.
something. I just
It's
don't know.
not us. I think she'll leave us alone as long as it's not us. I would love to know what she's after, though. I kind of want it. If I can't have something, I don't want it.
We're not going to figure it out here, though. So let me go check out the vehicle.
I need a nice clay bath.
Yeah, and having gotten into the the discussion about the baseline is people not trying to kill us. You're just like, okay, well, this has been good talk, team, and like heads out to go look at the van. Like, oh, yep, that's what happens when I do things in the morning.
Yeah, Tia will go with you she's usually on edge to check out different things that could be a threat. So if there's anything we need to observe that either of us might miss, maybe the other could catch it.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so Nidra, do you do this the easy way or the hard way? Because I feel like there's an easy way for you to do it, or you can just look over the truck and see if you find anything.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, because of it would be an electronic, right? So you could try to connect anything attached to the truck and try to find something that way.
Okay, and I would love to say that I can do that because that sounds way easier, but I'm going to ask a serious question. Arnica, is this vehicle too old for computer pieces?
Well, here's the thing. While my first instinct is to say yes, we got to keep reminding ourselves that it's fucking 2022 and an old ass vehicle can still have an old piece of shit
That's fair.
junker
This is
where
just why I'm like,
can now
okay,
have computer stuff. So yeah, but it's
fine.
probably like one of the oldest versions of a computerized engine possible.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Then I was like,
So it's gonna be like
just run
talking
it
to someone's
fair.
confused nana.
Excellent, thank you. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Oh boy. All right. So yes, she's going to try and talk to the car, which will be an experience. I have
Or be
no.
the love bucket.
Oh my God.
You talk to Kit. You go talk to Kit.
Okay. The car can it can give you diagnostics. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like it can tell you that like you're really in need of a oil change.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep. Nope. Okay. Well, at least there's nothing that seems to be hooked up into the actual electronics, which at that point means magnetic trackers or other things. So we're not dealing with some sort of like variant of the car insurance tracker. So now we'll just go slightly more low key and look for anything on the vehicle that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I was wondering if Tia could also get involved with that as well.
Yeah, please.
Yep.
Okay.
Wits investigation.
Never mind. I'm not gonna do that gesture again. I hate that gesture.
Okay.
Right.
Nidra, did you get any?
Oh, okay. I thought I did not realize I was in on that roll.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's quite all right. We're gonna do something as I've been using the phrase squirrely, because this is very important to make sure we're not tracked. She is going to activate computer aided processing,
Okay.
which will assign a number of dots of mental merits to her temporarily, equal to her 1+ scar power. So she has 4 mental merits that she can just throw out. And I am going to go with investigative aid. And what else? Trained observer.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that
Get all
that
those
will
bonuses.
that will be 4 dots for bonuses to rolling. All right, and we are doing for intelligence plus what, or wits plus what? Investigate.
Investigation.
Go. Wait. 6. 10-sided. Roll 1 time. Let's go. I don't have my actual dice with me this time. All right. That's 2. I'm gonna re-roll the 8 again. And that is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 4 successes.
Okay.
Okay. That said, because she used this ability, the subliminal conditioning also activates as the attached scar to this. And so something responds to a specific stimulus in a predetermined way, which is the activation of rearranging her own mental dots. A single noteworthy action. And so I can accept a beat if she succumbs to a compulsion based on this. And it is early, so I'm leaving that for Sophia to do whatever she wants with. But in the meantime, 4 successes on the roll.
Okay, yeah. So you check all the normal spots, the wheel wells. Um, they somebody went to like good lengths to try to hide this, and what you find is that like somebody opened the one of the taillights and hid this tracker inside. I want to offer you a beat to have the compulsion be that you say you didn't find anything and you leave it there.
Hmm. No, we're gonna turn down the
Okay.
beat. Yep.
Okay.
And she will signal basically completely quiet at this point, even though it's probably not microphone, and like signal Tia to come over and point to where it is.
Is like mouthing like, what do
Yeah,
we
no,
do?
yeah, no, exactly. Since we're not going to silent RP for these people.
I mean, I would, but I don't think it would be enjoyable.
Yeah. So basically, she makes like little like question mark and then crushing gestures. Or actually, the other thing is, she also just in a thing that I don't know if how Tia's going to take it, gestures picking it up and eating it.
Like basically tried it takes a while for her to mime and mouth correctly the entire thing. I feel like there's a level of interpretation that we have to get over that complicates the process because she's trying to be subtle and distinct, but she's also slightly panicking. But I
No.
think you get the gist of her saying, but won't that become a part of you and just defeat the purpose of us trying to remove it in the first place? It takes 15 minutes to get that point
Yeah,
across.
he's like, yeah, she's like, just
We all look out the window.
okay,
and
we're not gonna talk to this thing anymore. Is the gesture. We're not gonna do this next to it. And at a suitable distance, it will be but maybe I can read the data and see where it's sending it. And then spit it out.
Yeah, and I think at that moment she also remembers, like after we've had the 15 minutes of trying to get across that, she just pulls out her phone and then she remembers she could just write it out on the phone. Just
Yeah.
does the actual sensible thing instead of the panic response thing.
Yep. So yeah, she's like, yeah, I think I wanna figure out who put this here, so maybe at least I can get more data off it. But yeah, tell Fran that they were absolutely right. They love that. That'll make their whole fucking morning. And I will go deal with this thing.
I think she's about to start heading back in, but then she also like turns around and just like on the phone, like just types out, you sure you're okay?
And there's a long pause of the no, but we have to get home. So I am functional and we will get to the rest of that.
Just types out 3 more words, talk at home? Question mark.
Sure.
Then walks back in.
So the plan is to spit out the pistol, because at a certain point I can only hold so many objects in. So the pistol will actually form back into an exterior object, and she's gonna try and integrate tech on the tracker and
Does
see if you
this
can understand it.
does this mean Nidra is our bag of holding?
If it's made of I mean, actually, no, it doesn't have to be made of electronics. She can do it on knives and shit too. So It says integrate technology though. It has to be some sort of tech.
Well, how do we define technology,
Don't
really?
the
I think
philosophy
Sophia,
major.
Sophia tells us yes or no. That's how we define it. Sophia tells us yes or no.
But if I go to the Dollar Tree and buy like $10 worth of, say, cheap watch batteries or garbage headphones and like duct tape them to something,
That
can
makes
we
it
then be like,
technology.
quick, just hide it, Nidra? It's now part of the technology.
We just put a little like LED light on it, and then it
That's
becomes
what I'm
a
saying.
lamp.
Once again, I don't want to be that person, but you all remember Nidra as a person, right?
I was like, absorb cheap tech, absorb Gale. All of you really just will wreck whatever like half-baked programs in her system, don't you?
I mean, we're not forcing you. We're just bringing up ideas.
And I
How
also
do you
resent
see the
you
problem?
all because I haven't said anything at all, except I am thinking of you integrating a Tickle Me Elmo. And I won't lie, Francis has also thought about it. So like now you can say all. You're welcome. Now you can generalize.
No, Fleet. I assumed Francis, by nature of Francis being piloted by you, would have some kind of thought like that. I just already included you from the get-go.
Tickle Me Elmo, but we're in the bread truck and we're leaving, right? Oh no, we have the thing.
No,
The thing.
they are still outside. Sorry, tangent.
Okay.
Happening.
So
Bring it
Wrangling the cats back.
Bringing it back.
Mhm.
I
See,
think
Abby's not the only one who can do it.
it connects back to a computer that's tracking location.
Okay.
That's all the data that it's like recording is just location, like a GPS signal. It seems to be off by like 50 feet. Like, because some things that are GPS, they're not always perfect, right? They're like, oh, within like 10 feet. This one's like 50 feet, so it has like your general area, but not like a specific spot.
Not which building. It just knows where we stay, where the vehicle has not moved from for a while. Okay. I feel like Nidra isn't going to spit this out, but is going to start spoofing data back at it.
Damn it.
What were...
Hmm?
I feel like a couple people had a couple things they wanted to say.
Yeah.
No, I had a thing I was gonna say, and then I had to remember the specifics of my ability, and it always specifies character target, and I'm sad because I have Shadows of the Past, but I can't just grab a piece of tech and go back in time with it. It sucks. I have to do it on a person, and it sucks.
Actually, that is a fun question, though. Thank you for giving me an idea. How far back has this thing tracked us? When did it start sending data?
Correct. Yes. Thank you. That was my question.
It was the word Shadows of the Past that did it, though, where I was like, oh, right. Where did this thing start?
Right. Got to follow. Goes all the way to the
All right.
top.
Roll intelligence computers. Fish
Sure.
this data out.
You got it.
God bless. That's probably like $1 million dice though for you. Like that's your thing.
It is not networks related, so
Oh.
let me see here.
What if we like turn Tinder on your phone and then like
Nobody
would that be
wants
network
that.
related?
Nobody wants that.
I think everybody wants that. Poll in the chat. Who wants Nidra on Tinder?
Nidra on Tinder.
Nidra on Tinder.
Nidra on Tinder.
Vote
Oh
for the
my God.
poll.
A lot of you. 3 successes.
Woo!
Okay.
See? Nidra on Tinder. Destiny.
Nidra on Tinder. Nidra on Tinder. Nidra and Tinder. Nidra, date the AI from Tinder. Date
It's
the
been-
algorithm.
What, 8 hours
Mhm.
since you pulled into the Ngala? Maybe a little bit more than that, but roughly about 10 and 15 minutes after your vehicle was pulled in.
Okay. All right. So it got planted at the gala.
Do we all know there's now a mystery happening? Are you all still at the car? Because I will bite my tongue.
I think Tia went in with the info, but
Okay.
That is up to that is up to Angela.
Wait, say that one more time.
The Fleet was asking if Tia went in to tell people about the
Yes.
tracker. Okay.
Yeah, Tia made sure to let everyone know.
They were tracking us. What? I can't believe this. Actually, no, I can't believe this.
We have, it seems to me, two choices here. Yes? We can either play a prank with this, you know, go to Lake Michigan's fast ferry, right? And tie it to the bottom, throw it on board, really let them think we are driving our car into the ferry and away we are. Or we pretend we didn't find it. We keep the truck and we set up a fake base. And then booby trap the hell out of it. It's a bigger prank. So, okay, let me rephrase it. Both of these are pranks. One's just less effort than the other one, yes?
I like the
I
booby trap.
really thought I had something there. Or we could monitor it, see who comes in and out, or booby trap it. Not to really dwell on pranks, but it seems to me there are two options here. Both of them equally good chances for being a good prank. Tell me your thoughts.
I think we should booby trap it.
I was just gonna this is after she's returned in of the I was just gonna tell it to that we were driving out of town with our tail between our legs, but if
You
there's
guys, you said we're on the offensive, right? So
no.
let's be offensive.
No, I think we're on the offensive. That's fine. Or at least I think we have to be at this point because they're gonna dig us out of whatever hole we find. Period.
Exactly. So if we know they're going to come for us, Francis is right. We set up a spot. We make them think that we're there, and then when they go digging, boom.
Okay. Sure.
I have a worry though.
Hmm.
And maybe Nidra, you have the same worry, but Gail, I watched you kill someone. You know, not a bad bag, but you killed someone who was very well dressed. Who did you kill? That rancid grandfather you threw out the window. Who was that you killed?
I totally forgot you threw a guy out the window.
You threw a guy out a window. We all remember that, right?
I wasn't there for any of this, but I did see him on the ground, so that's my
Yeah,
that's
that
my
was
data
Gail.
here. So Gail did that, huh?
Gail did that, yeah. Sort of like what I did to you, but I didn't kill you. Yeah?
No, wait, what? Okay, thank you.
You're
How many
welcome.
people went out a window? Theo, are we the only ones who
Oh,
didn't go out the window?
We had
Yes.
other we were involved in other things at the time.
You missed everything and nothing, May. Oh my gosh. My life flashed in a very strange way. Not that I don't trust you, Fran, but damn.
Well, I saved all of you, so I want a lollipop or something.
Okay, we can do that.
Thank you. Don't offer me any kind of weird flower body things, May. It's not a lollipop.
May
Gail,
quickly just runs over to Francis's bag and grabs a thing of whipped cream and says, "Do you want this? It's whipped cream.
That
It's
doesn't
not
count.
for my body."
Yes, I do want the whipped cream, but it doesn't count. Okay, so we found the thing.
Gail, what did no you made a point, Gail. Are you okay? Like who is this guy? What did you do?
I got my revenge, I suppose. That was the man who ordered me murdered,
Oh
Well,
shit.
this is a
and
good
he'll
thing.
never do it again.
So this is a good thing. This is a celebration. Here, you have the whipped cream can.
Gail is going to absolutely catch the whipped cream can and do like a mighty rip, and then look up with a very straight face and go, but he still has a court. He will have people who will be angry. Hopefully they'll be smarter than him though.
That's my worry. And
The last time I killed people, they stayed away for 8 years. Maybe they'll stay away another 8.
I thought you'd gotten them all, honestly.
He was never there.
Okay. So you had a chance to just go rebuild everything.
Before he died, he said he was sorry. He said he had already rebuilt for me. He said that there were more people and a bigger place. And I do kind of want it, even if we don't keep it. We could blow that up.
whoa, 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 whoa. Why wouldn't we take the better place?
It will absolutely be filled with with the wrong people, with murder people. But if
But
we blow it up if we get all the wrong people inside,
you told us there were families in the compound. In yours. If he's building
in
another
mine,
one that's if he's building another one that's better, that's families, that's children, that's kids and their parents. You can't do that. And I listen,
we
you know
don't
me.
know if they're there.
You know me,
We
right?
don't know where it is. So right now we're into hypotheticals, and we'll figure if we want to continue down that road, we can, but we don't know enough yet. Okay. I agree this is an important discussion. I just say it's not going to go anywhere right now. Think about it, talk about it. That's fine. Just let's get home and figure out where we want me telling this tracker we're going.
Can you tell it where we're going?
I
Can
mean,
you scramble it?
I can lie to it. I can just it's like an output device. I can give it data and tell it send this like it's real.
Can we send it to someone? Can we send it to someone's house?
I know
whose
exactly.
address-
May just gives Francis a look that she knows what's about to happen.
Say it with me, fucking.
Yeah, I can tell it where you want it.
Send us to Diane's garage. I think she's having an MLM meeting.
You will have to give me an actual address, but then yes, I will.
All right, you found the address for me.
You saved my life. I will send this mad nonsense to Diane's house. You are correct.
I feel like it's all 8 days of Hanukkah on the same day. I feel like it's Purim, 28 hours. I'm gonna dance. This is amazing.
What's the thing you say?
Everybody take your whipped cream.
Matzah.
Take whatever you want. Get in the van.
Not matzah. How do you say yay?
May, we're gonna go in the van now, buddy.
Yay.
Hey, what? Up to go.
Matzah.
Elevator. Yeah, go find matzah. Oh boy.
Just teaching me new words.
I'm riding in the front. Shotgun.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Like a fucking parrot. Vote to send it after to Diane's house, so she's at least going through an investigation. She's at least part of this, because she showed up out of nowhere to this party she wasn't invited to, and now we're at her house. She's up to something. That's what they're gonna think. Fucking Diane.
I don't think May knew that Diane was there, but Jessie, the player, is thinking there's
you know
a conspiracy
exactly.
in the making here.
I am
You're gonna think it was her.
I'm making my own conspiracy. My own fake conspiracy that Diane is a mastermind to get her wrecked by laws in the government. Can we fudge her taxes too? Get her looked at by the
One thing at a time.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, one thing at a time. We have so many other problems. We have an appointment with strange midnight
I
angels.
forgot about the appointment again. Oh no.
Sophia, do we get home safely? I want to ask this
you,
directly to
God.
push us along. It's taken us 30 minutes to get home.
Yes, you do get home safely.
Hey.
say a whispering.
I do want to ask because you left 3 people there
Yeah,
unattended.
that's kind of why Tia hasn't been as chipper about all of this, because there's 2 young girls and she has her ex-girlfriend there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was like, we
forgot.
have to go
Oh, yeah.
home.
I have a
Let's go.
concern, a pressing concern.
Now, like, nothing seems to have happened from the outside, right? Like, nobody stormed the castle or broke down the doors or anything like that. But when you go inside, what do you find? Like, what, like, is the house a mess? Did somebody, like, try to
House
bake a
better
cake
not be a
and
fucking
leave
mess.
flour everywhere? Or...
You tell us. No, it's fine. No one's been here. We're safe. Nothing bad's ever happened to us. There.
I mean, I'm just saying, if they have made a mess, if all of a sudden they've decided that we're dead and now they've been dividing up our stuff and like May's clothes are on the floor in the living room and there's like my cast iron is in the fucking sink with soap on it, and I'm just saying I will have a fit.
I will murder them for both of those things. May
Wasn't
understand and
thinking
appreciate the
anything,
good cast iron.
So-
man.
quite that bad.
Okay, I was about to say, so did they behave themselves? Were they on their best I'm still a guest in an angry bird god's house manners, or did they think we were dead and just mess up my house and my cast iron?
See, I was thinking
See,
more
why are you
along the
smiling like
lines
that?
of
Why are
like,
you
Let the GM have fun too. Let the GM enjoy herself.
I was thinking
Come
more along
on.
the lines of like, maybe somebody tried to bake a cake and it didn't go well and there's flour everywhere, or
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay. Typical stuff.
Okay, I've got one, and Gail will still probably hate it, which is somebody tried to swing on that swing.
Oh no, definitely.
No, my perch smells like someone's butt. I'm so mad.
I got one. The garden is missing some of the flowers that it has bloomed. And they've been cut. Like
Oh,
someone.
I got like bad like chills, that just like anger chills.
Oh, but
Fucking
somebody
terrible.
somebody got flowers for you, or
Unless
I'm gonna theorize it's Tia at that point.
unless like there's a very specific way to cut flowers to keep them healthy versus to destroy the flowers. Okay.
Someone hung one of Samuel's drawings back up the wrong way.
The ultimate crime.
Crimes.
Crimes have been done in this home.
Okay.
Will not
What
allow
does it
it.
actually look like? What does it look like?
It's
Sorry,
fair.
we're just making it all up now.
Who asked
no,
us?
no, that's great. No, I did ask. That's
All those
so. I
things.
think like you discover that like flowers have been cut and you find them in like a vase of water on like the
Okay.
kitchen table or dining room table, whichever
Aw.
you'd be more likely to use. I think it's the kitchen table
Yeah.
canonically has been used, but yeah, one of the pictures has been put back on the fridge. It's not even much, but it's something that Francis would notice, that it's just off like tilted just a few degrees the wrong way.
It feels like someone else has been living in our house, and I don't like it.
Someone else. 3 people have been living in our
I
house in
know,
addition
and
to
I
us.
don't like
Who's
the
the third
feeling it
person?
gives me.
Livia,
Is that-
Jennifer, and her other friend.
Yeah, we've got.
Because
we've
remember, we
got
had 2
Tia's
teen girls.
ex-girlfriend.
She was in trouble.
Oh,
We collected her.
I got confused. I thought the kid who got on the bus had come back and was living with. Gotcha.
Can you
No.
imagine?
Oh no, I
No,
got
that-
questions
I
about
got
her.
you.
I will be
got
asking
you.
about her later.
Okay,
But
good.
no, I think Tia's probably gone in first and seen all of this, and probably like just going in and making sure Livia's okay, and like making sure the girls are okay. Basically just going in, making sure the girls are okay, and if there's a good semi-decent reason that they give us, she just starts going to the fridge and to the pantry. She starts collecting if there's any sweet potatoes or any potatoes of any kind, she just starts gathering them. She starts clearing out a table with a cutting board and such, and she starts getting out a mixing bowl, and you see her just start getting a whole bunch of sweet potatoes, getting them ready, baking them, and then getting them prepped to start making gnocchi.
Oh. No.
Okay. Yeah. They all appear to be okay when you get there. They're all still sleeping because it's really early in the morning. But yeah, they're okay. Everybody here's okay.
When did we leave for the gala?
Yesterday evening?
Yeah. I don't remember what time I said it started. I think it was like 7 or 8 was
Yeah.
the start time of the gala. So
I'm going to very carefully look at the picture from my son, glance over at everyone else. There's something like there's something in Francis's posture that changes a little bit that indicates like something's not right. Francis like stills for a moment because I think Francis works very hard to remain like animated as if they're faking breathing and like blinking. But I think they just stand. And then they just kind of take any evidence of Samuel just from the fridge, from anywhere. Just gather them up and just kind of turns. Oh, so did you have any visitors last night?
no.
And just the cuff. Cool. What time did you go to bed? Did you sleep okay?
Slept fine. It's like 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm. No, you're not in trouble, but I gotta ask. Did any of you take any of these drawings off the fridge? Just leave them alone.
One of the magnets fell off. Well, we put it back up.
Interesting. Okay. Were you down here when the magnet fell off?
Yeah. It
Okay,
happened
you
when I
are.
opened the fridge.
Okay. And then Francis rips them in two and just kind of starts shredding any evidence of them. And just kind of looks around, finds like a mulch bag, starts pushing them in. I'll make more. But can't have that around right now. No evidence of Samuel. See, it's enough in my heart, you know? Samuel drew a little picture in my heart. So, yeah, Francis is gonna just rip them up casually. Not like angry, just like, okay. It's fine. I have like 70 in my other house. It's fine. Just rip those away.
Okay.
I think May, seeing that, will just like quietly just go over and like pat Francis on the back, kind of like do a little bit of a rub. You know, when you like have a sore back, like between the shoulder blades, just like,
May, it's okay. It's okay. Just
okay.
kind of push up.
And she walks away. It's only for like a quick second.
Okay, cool. I was just like, I don't think Francis is the biggest on being touched when they're angry, but I think like if it's just a second, I think they're like, thank you.
It's like a quick like a
Please
like
give it-
I am present.
I am here. Little window washer.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think
And like it's pretty low because of the height difference.
I'm so tall. I think Francis takes a big clay golem hand and just like rests it on your head for a minute, just like clunk.
And she kind of gets lowered slightly because of the weight.
Gives a nod and looks at all of you. Do you have any of Samuel's drawings? I need them.
Nidra's gone
So-
back to her office space already, but you don't think she has any.
Yeah, okay.
Gail
In
is
my
sulking because Francis knows that I
Good.
have
Yeah.
two.
Yep. Yes, you have 2 pictures. That's right. Anyone?
There's one in my room, but you're on me, so I can't move yet.
Ooh. Takes the hand off.
Okay, I'll be back. She walks off.
I will very, very reluctantly go get mine. I will bring 3 pieces of paper. I know I'm not gonna get away with it, but I'm absolutely gonna try to hand you one in a blank piece of paper.
You know what? I don't think Francis is checking. I think Francis is like, okay, he just immediately rips it up and puts it away. You get to hold on to it, and there's evidence of Samuel now in the house. Sophia, you may use it as you will. That's fun. I'll take a beat for that though. I'll just change that for a
Yeah,
beat.
he can take a beat for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Boo.
May comes back too late and doesn't see that happen. She's like, "Here you go." It's like a little flower.
Rip, 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 rip. Yeah, there's evidence of Samuel now in the house.
May looks sad. Okay,
You'll get one back. You'll get it back.
I know.
We're just gonna, just for now, you'll get it back.
He goes off and starts just like quietly making tea without looking at any of the things because she's memorized where everything is. She's like, I know, it's fine.
It's fine. What's up?
Question. When y'all were doing the flowers and everything, did you have any specific varieties that you had started cultivating? Did you have any in mind?
What season is it? This is very important.
That's true.
Important.
I think did we say we were in winter or were we in spring? I couldn't remember.
Good.
I think
I
we're in
don't know.
spring.
Bang.
I think we're like, well, no, because Jessica had a
Spring,
coat.
summer? Was it like
I was
summer,
about to say,
fall?
because the scene was planting seeds.
Yeah, we're planting seeds, so I guess we're like just starting spring.
Well, there's some,
Yeah.
not to be a flower nerd, but there's some flowers that you can plant later and they grow later. But I leave this up to.
Valley is
Sorry.
one of them. I love that plant. It's a good plant.
Yeah, if it's spring, yeah, we got lily of the valley, we got daisies, we got tulips.
Well, I was actually going to ask Jessie if you have knowledge around that. Do you happen, Jessie the player, do you happen to know if Alstroemeria or red carnations would be appropriate to be trying to
Gotcha.
cultivate?
This is where my Master of Information degree comes in. What's the first one? Astromeria.
Alstroemeria.
That one. Native South America. You guys keep going while I Google.
AstraZeneca.
Oh, Alstroemeria is a winter growing plant. And if they're from Chile, winter. If they're from Brazil, summer. But they're long lived and they're annuals. Or no,
Okay,
they're long lived perennials. I lied. Sorry.
it's fine. I'm asking for a character related reason for character related purposes.
And then red carnation. If you see my face go dark, it's because I'm Googling and I'm on dark mode.
I think
red carnation is spring, baby.
fantastic.
But they can also continue to grow and blossom into summer. Like roses and hydrangeas.
Lovely. I think after Tia has taken the time to make the gnocchi and make sure everyone like has like a bowl full of it with like, okay, this is also a player related question. Are y'all more of a pesto gang or do I have to do a tomato sauce? Do I gotta go pesto or do I gotta go tomato?
Pesto.
Okay, pesto.
Make yourself happy.
Okay, it's a pesto one. So make a pesto sauce go along with it. But after I set that out and to make sure everyone has a bowl, especially Livia and the girls as well, I think just Tia goes out to the garden, even if it's in the midst of like, even if there's some sun out and even if there's a good chunk of it has been blocked out, I think she's just focusing on making sure the carnations are okay at the very least.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I don't like that. Everything's on my nerves, and these girls have cut up my flowers, and they've made a mess. And now I feel guilty because I'm hiding a picture of I'm hiding one of Samuel's pictures, but I'm not going to tell nobody I'm hiding it now, because then Francis would look at me with the look, and like I'm already unsettled. We've had our first Bash Brothers disagreement just because I want to blow up a compound without checking for children. Like I'm feeling myself, so I'm gonna go outside and I'm just gonna stand there quietly, wings up, so that just umbrella. Marceline's umbrella. That's all I got. But I'm still eating because this is good.
It's really, I think, speaks to us and our intelligence level that we're peas in a pod in these two characters. That this is their first disagreement. That's actually very, very upsetting. Upsetting. Smash Brothers solidarity, I guess.
Right?
Where's Francis?
Let's see. I know that I wanted to have that Nidra wanted to have a conversation with Gale at some point. So when you feel there's a good pause for that, Arnica, Nidra will try and basically see where Gale is to try and touch base.
Okay. So for as long as Tia is puttering around, kind of looking at the carnations like, oh no, and I'm standing there like, you and I both know you cannot regrow these carnations. And even if you could, I wouldn't let you regrow the carnations. But there's no point in saying that. We both know it. So I'm just standing there, lightly exasperated, a little tired because I'm overtired and I'm grumpy. I had an overstimulating night of murder and bad rest. Why are you making that face? I did. There was murders and the paparazzis. It was so much. I have reached full 4-year-old, has not slept, and went to Disney at this point. But I'm also trying my very best to be my most excellent. So I'm going to do everything obnoxiously and probably lightly wrong, but I'm gonna try hard. So I'm just standing, looming behind Tia until finally, I don't know. I guess till you're done staring at these carnations in horror.
I think it's less she's looking at it in horror and more she's salvaging which one she can keep together as a bundle for a present.
Oh.
And I think she also like especially if you're describing it as her just kind of looming there, I think she does at some point turn to Gale and be like, you don't. If you want to go rest some more, you can go right ahead. I'm not going to be bothered too badly by any light hitting me. I'm pretty used to the pain and the discomfort at this point.
I'm gonna look you dead in your eye and I'm going to move my feathers just enough so that the sun doesn't hit you, but it does touch Chickenfoot. It does touch your shadow. Does your shadow flinch away from light?
Shadow's with me most of the time. It just does not. It'll come out every now and then, but it's usually I think a general rule of thumb is the shadow comes out most whenever Tia is trying to hide the extent of her feelings. The shadow is very much in terms of overall actions. It's most whenever Tia's trying to hide whatever she wants to say but feels like she's not allowed to say. The shadow is pretty much like pure id is how I imagine it. It just kind of goes and wherever, if Tia's at like a 4 on the emotional expression scale, the shadow's at about a 15 on most occasions.
All right. Well, I'm gonna flash just enough sunlight so that we can both see it on your shadow, but on your skin and go, no. No, it's been a long night. You can't have too much sunlight, Tia.
It's been a long night. I got, I guess, to put it kind of mildly, fucking wrecked last night, and you also had to deal with killing somebody. No matter how good it was, that's still a lot to deal with. Also, I love you, but you also do seem a bit on edge. It's fine for you to not be strong for a couple of seconds. Maybe an hour or two if you want to go take a nap.
Can't take a nap if you're turning into charcoal outside.
She literally stands up to like her full height, which is nothing compared to Gale. But she literally like sticks her hand into the sunlight directly, which immediately creates, I think I described it before as like there's just full on like striations and markings all across her arm.
Like that. I cannot take a nap when you look like that. You look like a confused zebra.
Gail, we don't know if any of this is reversible. And even if it was, I don't feel any shame with any of this. And I've adjusted my life enough to really get used to this whole idea of pretty much having to be okay with this. I've done it for a lot of things in my life. You don't have to adjust on my behalf when one, I didn't ask you to be clear, and two, you're gonna overtax yourself, okay? Probably already have, considering you're not usually this grumpy.
So I guess we just gonna buck up. So I'm gonna fluff up to him and be like, if I don't have to overtax myself, if I deserve to rest, then why don't you? Okay, I guess we just stuck doing the puffy American Idol stare down.
No,
No.
you're right. I'm not like stopping from doing this because I don't think I can rest. I'm doing this because I want to show someone how much they mean to me.
Then why can't I just stand here quietly with you and show you how much you mean to me? And I'm gonna fluff up bigger, more shadow. And what? I love you, more shadow. Fluff.
I think the shadow presence appears, but it's the moonlight version of it. It's the one that shows Tia being more at peace. And I think she just kind of looks at you, and the voice is like, this feels right. Like there's still that kind of like someone, like I think in terms of an auditory description, it always sounds like someone just added reverb to her voice all of a sudden. But especially when it's in alignment, it just sounds, it sounds like more like a natural effect, as opposed to like when it's the reverb that happens when someone's like creating like an echoey or wispy voice effect, as opposed to the like, this is a demon of the abyss voice that has like reverberation added onto it at the bottom. It's a sign, I think, that she's okay or better. But yeah, she's just picking red carnations and just she's smiling. You could tell she's uncomfortable and she's tired, but she's smiling.
Cool. Then I will stand with you until you have your bouquet picked, until you are feeling settled enough that you're willing to, like, you grown. When you go in, you go do what you want to do. But as soon as you go in, I am going to go ahead. I'm going to slog up the stairs. I'm not really paying attention to anything, but I'm not surprised to see Nidra waiting outside my door when I get to it. So I'm not going to really say anything, but you can tell that you are absolutely being invited in when I just walk in and leave the door open behind me.
Yeah, she'll walk in and close the door. So, what now with you?
Gail is going to, she has in her room a lot less furniture and a lot more of what looks like really complicated gym / bondage equipment. Just because of her size and the way she is built, all her extra limbs. Instead of beds and stuff, she has things that they're like giant horses, like a gym horse that she just slumps across, and there are braces on chains that she can stretch her wings out and they rest across that. Like it's one of the few things that can fully take all her weight. And she just throws herself face first onto it and just talks into the pillow. You absolutely cannot hear me, but I'm going to give you a solid like 3.5 minutes of just hollering into the pillow.
Okay. So I didn't understand any of that. But and like she clearly sits down on the closest equivalent to a chair, even though it's very likely definitely not a chair. Uh, so tell me more about this whole you want to go take over a new compound and be their god thing, because I need this to make sense, okay?
So I'm gonna go ahead, roll my head so that I'm looking at you. And it's kind of a deep sigh. It's I've I love you all. You are mine, and I am yours, and you are mine, and I love you. And I feel bad that sometimes it's you're not enough. I'm used to more, and and I know that I am tiring, and I am bossy, and I am overly helpful and not helpful. I'm used to being more for more people, and maybe I'm too much for a few people. Also, I would like all the money again, and I would like a bigger house, and I would like more furniture, and I would like to get May pretty clothes, and I would like to buy Tia pretty clothes, and I would like to buy them a big bed because they're going to need a big bed. I
Okay,
would
so
like to.
you want the stuff, but you don't want to be like a god and have the responsibilities of taking care of all those people again, because that didn't work for you, and they wanted to use you. So I'm looking where your head is here. You want the stuff. You're telling me you want the stuff?
I love the stuff. Nidra, don't you love stuff? Nidra, they'll have a new security room.
D-
There will be bigger screens.
Dale, stop trying to bribe me. I'm asking about your plans, your life. You're a person. They never told you you got to be a person, but this whole time when these people talk to you all the time, they told you who you were, but they didn't actually ever tell you you could be a person. So right now, you're being a person. And if you're telling me you don't want to be a person anymore and you want to go back to being a god, I just want to understand.
I Nidra, I want you all to be safe, and I want you all to be happy. And if that means I must be a god again, then I will be a god again. But Nidra, I kind of like being a person, and I like being your friend.
It's just you didn't. Thank you. I should start that sentence differently. Thank you. And look, I just remember how you were, and you didn't know half the things you could do. You didn't. I'm I don't want to see you go back like that. I just don't. I don't want you to go back into that system where all these people tell you who you are. That's Look, we can find other ways to get you stuff, but I'm telling you that I don't want you to go be a god again because you're my friend and I am afraid of what it's going to do to you.
I don't want to either. I don't. But I do have to tell you, and then we're going to have to tell everyone else. Nidra, if if I killed the man in charge, then the man who is now in charge is Joshine. And if he's still alive, and I think he is, there's no one to tell him no anymore.
I take it Abby's asking. I take it that Gail has talked about Jasheen before.
Yes, but you are literally the only one she has ever talked to him
I was like, this
about.
is why this conversation's happening. Okay, so you think somehow if you go back and be in charge, you can stop him?
I think that if we hit the compound fast, while he's there, he can be stopped before he does something very, very stupid.
Yeah. No. They're not wrong though. They're not. There is a mass grave in the back of this compound. You had to get free, and I get that, and I wasn't ready for that when I got here. But I get it. I do get it, but I don't know about doing it again to people who haven't at this point done anything to you. I mean, okay, you're right. The whole system, the whole belief, the whole religion is in its own way a problem for you. That's why I don't want you to go back to them, but I don't know what to do next. And
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stretch my wings out a little bit further, and they're making a kind of creaky noise, but not like their normal creaky noise. I don't know, it's a little weird, but not bad weird, but you can hear it. If not with your ears, then you can pick it up mechanically. Well, then it looks like we are going to have to come up with a famous Francis prank to empty out half a compound.
okay,
But first,
that I can do.
could you take a look at my wings again?
Yeah, let's look at your hardware. Because I feel like it's going to be a busy night. And she'll let it go for now. Because they gave her something to think about, some sort of plan. And she'll go from there.
I think that is the perfect moment for us to go to break. So we will be back in 10-15 minutes. Make sure you get up, drink water, do all the things, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Stay tuned. Let me get my prank folder. Let me get my. It's huge. How do I pick this thing up? This is my
It's
box
so
of
big.
pranks. This is my box of pranks.
I don't even know if Francis is strong enough for that. The box is so big.
Pranks. cigarette.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Girls Run These Worlds. We are playing Dark Rites and other forms of exploitation. We just left on a good RP scene between Nidra and Arnica. I believe we have some other scenes people want to do, so whoever's ready, jump in.
I mean, I think Tia will. This is a moment of Tia making the rounds and like checking in on everyone for second servings of food. Would you, please, do you feel comfortable doing something with Francis and Tia?
Sure, yeah. I think Francis is out in the garden, like putting in, like getting that credenza or whatever it is set up, just like manual laboring. I think they've been at it for a minute.
Yeah, I think she comes in and she has like, I think she just after a while has started to assume Francis, given the bigger form, eats much more than other folks. I don't know if that's actually true, but I think she's assumed it over time.
I think Francis, when they were 5'2", had a prodigious appetite. I think it hasn't abated. I think it's the same. It was just a lot for a 5'2" person, and now it makes a lot more sense. I just think it makes more sense.
It's like if you have one of those like a deep high up bowl, so it was only like about this much. She's piled it so that the gnocchi is like an inch above where the top of the bowl is to make sure there's enough. Like just wanted to come and check in.
All right. All right then. All right. And Francis kind of stands up, cracks their back. There's no sound. There's no spine there. But, goes through the motion of cracking their back. And then, is that for me?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure everyone was being well fed, especially after a night like last night. It's good for us to stay in well fed, good condition, all of that. You know, the usual that you need to handle the basics and the necessities before you start focusing on other things.
Or you can do both at the same time, and gonna take a big spoonful of gnocchi and just like chew on it as I start keep continuing to lift things up. This is good. This is good. Good pesto. You know I love a good pesto.
So I wanted to ask, are you doing okay?
In what capacity, in what sense? I think you're gonna need to explain.
You seemed bothered by the pictures being moved from where they were.
Well, yeah. You don't notice when little things are askew? Don't lie to me. I know you do.
No, of course I do. I haven't really lived as much of my life without being able to notice everything going on all the time.
Exactly. So you get why I did that. I don't think I need to explain. And Francis is like, you just do what you gotta do to make things safe. And you know what? Hey, maybe I saved Samuel's life there by getting it down. Better safe than sorry.
Are you worried that this will get back to him?
No, not entirely. I'm unrecognizable. Even from my days back there. Changed a lot. You know, women in ultra orthodoxy, we're not supposed to get gains. So, already not quite what you expect. No, unless somebody catches me in the full garb, they're not gonna know it's me. Unless they see something that connects it. That's the nice thing about a closed, community. Everybody has a very strong idea of who you are, and are always happy to tell you. So when you're not who they are, you get the benefit. You get underestimated. So yeah, I'm just kind of a giant clay golem wandering around doing my thing. Not too worried. Why are you worried about stuff? What's going on?
Just quick double check player knowledge versus character knowledge. Tia is not aware of Francis going into Cold Heart, right? Or Frozen Heart, correct?
I think only Gale is. And I think like Gail saw the violence, but there was like an intensity. But I think like by the time we had gotten to the end, Cold Heart was kind of starting to wear off. Or
Mhm.
it was also the thick of battle, but you didn't see me kill anybody. You saw I pick up 2 people and throw. That's kind of getting out of your way too. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. But
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of the thing I'm thinking. Maybe Nidra does too, because I'm thinking like the hallway was the most obvious person.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this relatively consistent with what's been happening so far. I think in that case, then I think Tia hesitates. There's like a little return of the stuttering she used to have a little while ago. Um, but I think she gets out. I wanted to ask you about something. Um, you are obviously one of the most physically inclined of the group and capable, I must say.
Thank you for noticing.
It's very hard not to notice.
I'm very tall.
You also seem maybe the most comfortable with violence as well, as a result.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I'm good at it. Why? What's going on?
There really is no escape from using it if we want to accomplish what we want to do, is there?
No. There's no peace as an option. That's a movie thing. Yeah? It's a movie thing. Why? You getting squeamish on me? No, there's something else going on.
I have lived most of my life with a certain sense, a certain baseline understanding that what I want as an individual always gets subsumed by what others need of me. And as a result, I'm not allowed to have what I want. I'm not allowed to want. It's a very, I feel you would enjoy this word choice. It's a very profane thing. It's a very sinful thing, in a way, to want. I did not feel uncomfortable last night with the thought of violence being used. In fact, I think I enjoyed the possibility more than I wanted to admit.
You ever seen the movie Star Wars?
Yes, I have. It's been a
Saw it
while, but
very recently. Amazing movie. Sorry, there's a knocking on my wall, so please let me know if you can't hear me.
all good.
Amazing movie. But got really into the lore of it, yeah. And do you know what Star Wars is trying to tell you? You know what the thing is?
I'm sure you will let me know.
Oh yeah. But hey, I want to know what you think. It's probably something about capitalism, right?
There,
Good.
no, my sense is that there is some goodness in
I don't
hoping for
always
something
look
better,
like.
to imagine something different than the life we once knew, even if it comes at a great cost.
Almost. That's the guy. Yes, that is one of the takeaways. Yes, yes, yes. Correct. I guess. I want me to give you a degree. I don't have that kind of power. You can go to film school. I don't know, but they all think about these things. But no, no, no. There's a light side, right? We all got that glowing lightsaber inside of our soul, and then we got the dark red lightsaber inside of our souls too. You can carry both things in yourself at once, and to deny one or the other as being, something scary or something wrong is not it. It's not right. Because both exist. What are you gonna do? Say they don't exist? No. You gotta look what you are, dead in the eye, and the only thing you can ask yourself is this a choice I want to make? And if the answer is yes, it's not wrong. It's your choice.
A lot of people are good, though. I don't even think you need to look very far in history in justifying very bad decisions, not even for others, but for themselves, with the creed of "it's what I wanted."
Yeah, and a lot of people are bad. But it's up to us to each determine that was good and that was bad, right? That's what you are saying. That's why we're friends. That's why we got along and get along now. I'm not going to tell you platitudes and nice things and shit like that. That's not what our friendship is. I'm not going to ask you how you're doing. You can ask me, but you know I'm not going to really tell you. Because both of us, we're the wagons, right? Different ways, but we're the wagons. And sometimes being Sisyphus is really fucking hard and you just want to punch the shit out of the rock. Sometimes you want to break through that fucking rock and rip that heart of the rock straight apart. And it's like, yeah, okay, the rock was a living thing. Who gives a shit? We all die, you know? To use the tool of the oppressor against the oppressor, sign me the fuck up. What's bothering you about it?
It's not what's bothering me about using violence, though I must say your response immediately makes me wonder, how happy are you with everything, Francis?
This is where we're different, you know? Happiness is not. You ever read the book The Color Purple? Amazing book. There's a quote in it that sticks with me to this day. Like, if I was allowed to get a tattoo, I'd get a tattoo. I don't want to be happy. I want to be content. That's what the main character lady says. That's what she says at the end of the book. I don't want to be happy anymore. I want to be content. Because happiness goes away. To be content, that's you're not up, you're not down, you're straight and narrow. That's what I'm going to be. I don't have a choice right now in what I do, but I do have a choice in how I feel about it. So no, am I happy? Who gives a shit?
I
No.
do.
And great, but that doesn't change anything.
Why doesn't it?
Mm.
What's the worst possible thing that happens if there's a lot of people like me who believe in you? If you had a community who wanted you to be happy?
I'm going to say something you're not going to agree with, and I have a feeling no one else will, but that's okay because we have all the different experiences. The community holds that same dark and lightness inside of them. If we're all holding each other accountable and one of us slips up, listen, I'm here for one goal. One goal. Happiness, I can think about when this is all done. Happiness, whatever, I have a job. I don't do this thing to me. I know what you're doing. I've seen you do it to everybody else. Don't do it to me. I can't. I can't. I can't handle it.
Why? And
I
what
don't
am I
want.
doing?
You're trying to get me to psychoanalyze myself.
No,
think
I'm asking you a question.
And I don't, to be perfectly honest, think I can answer that. I can't think about
I'm
it.
not, then just say that. You don't have to treat it like I'm trying to be antagonistic to you, or that I'm here because I'm trying to get an in on you or something. I'm here because you were and are a friend. You are someone who I care about, not just because of all of the violence that we've already done and will probably have to do to protect the people we love and that we care about. And I think she kind of holds on to those two words, and she says it with the emphasis that she know you. I think Francis would know she's not just talking about like caring about our group. She means Samuel.
Yeah. I think Francis puts out a hand and says, we all have ways of getting through this. I think everyone copes a little differently. If I open up and think about it and talk about it, I'm not going to be able to be fighting. I'm not going to be able to make it through this. I need to be strong in my way. When you ask me those questions and make me slow down, I don't know if I can do that right now. Maybe in a week. But right now, we have things we got to do. I have a laundry list of making sure one, Gail doesn't kill a bunch of kids. That's number one on my list.
I'm right there with you.
I know you're not against me. I know it's not antagonistic.
I I just don't want you to. This is me being even more clear than I felt like I could be in years. This is just me saying, I hope you know that having a community that holds you accountable to stay away from the bad isn't the only part of a community. The community also wants, I think at its best, it imagines happiness, warmth, love, affection, growth, tenderness, healing, all of the good things. And I would not want you in all of the strength that you have already shown to me. I'm not even going to speak for the other group, just to me, to think that that's the only thing you're ever going to be allowed to have at this time. That's all. And I know I'm overstepping probably, or just reading into certain things too much, but I care about you as my friend, and I want that to be clear.
I appreciate that. It's not quite how I feel, but it's also something I can't dig into. And I respect that you care about me and we can meet in the middle. I love the breakfast. The breakfast helps. I need people who I can lean on when I'm having trouble holding things up. I can't
Okay.
put it down yet. When I can, you'll be the first I call. Yeah. The second piece I call. Samuel, I gotta teach him to use the phone. But you had a question, and it was about anger. There's no good answer. There's no good answer. Ever. And it never was when we were, before this, and it won't be after this. There's never a good answer. We've always wanted to do violence. Just now that we have the ability to, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So don't shy from acting on the impulse you've always had with a power you finally are able to use. Just gotta choose, Do you ever read the comic book Spider-Man?
I'm assuming great power, great responsibility is the takeaway here.
I was gonna say wear tight red spandex pants, but that's also a good takeaway.
I think you hear her mutter very quietly under her breath. Maybe May might like that, but then she cuts herself off and instead ends up asking before she starts walking over to May's room. She kind of turns around. She says, "Do you think it's worth it to go to these lengths for her?"
I think Francis is gonna say the truth and bites it back. Yeah, I think it is.
She goes over to May's room and she's just and I think she just gives a nod and says thank you to Francis and just makes clear I will meet you in the middle until we both feel comfortable, not just me talking about more things. And just goes over to May's room and switches entirely from very serious emotional disclosure mode to kind of stuttery, but also holding on to a bouquet of flowers in one hand and a plate of food in the other one. May.
So poor Tia is gonna knock on May's door and it's gonna just swing open slightly. May's not in there. But Tia can probably hear from further into the house, probably on the main floor, living area. I've made something up that I hope makes sense. I figure there's probably a piano in this house somewhere, and May learned to play the piano growing up, and she's kind of good at it. She has 2 dots and a skill specialty in it. So May's downstairs playing the piano, just tinkling away on the ivories, and the sound kind of just drifts up through the house a little bit, and I think everyone in the house would know that when they hear the piano going, and it's not chopsticks because that's Gail. Multi chopsticks, thanks to the feathers. If it's an actual song, then it's probably May on the piano. And she doesn't play as much as she used to, but every now and then, when she wants some time to think or just time to fiddle around, she's on the piano.
I think she comes in, and I think it's an illustration of her at her oddly her most comfortable yet her most nervous at the same time, because I think the shadow verb is there, but I had a thought, and my immediate impulse would be like, no, that's too much, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go for it. I think the outline of the bird in terms of the shape along Tia's body is mirroring and mimicking the way that the dress was the previous evening that May picked out for her.
Yay! That's cute.
Hi. It I brought some more food for you. I thought it was a pretty rough evening, and it I just wanted to make sure you got some more food.
And May will like stop, like she'll finish on like a good note, not in the middle of something. She's like, "Oh, thanks, Tia," and she'll like take it and like gently set it on the top of the piano. It's not a great. It's not a. It's close, so you can put it on top. It's not on the keys. She's like, "Well, I'm kind. It was really good. I'm kind of full, but I'll save it for later. Thank you." And then I'm assuming that the flowers are like bright enough to be obvious. I don't know if Tia is hiding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Considering they're like bright red
yeah.
carnations against her like moonlit, like dark shadow silver like presence, I think it's probably gonna stand out.
Are those carnations? They're beautiful. Wait, are those from the
Um,
garden?
yeah, there was a bit of a mess with everything in the garden, but I think
Oh,
I managed to salvage what I could from them.
oh, thank you. Uh, I'll go take a look later. I guess I just sort of wanted time to think about things.
Oh, um, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting
Oh,
any of
no, it's okay.
the
Like,
space. If you need,
it's, I guess, I don't know. I just, and she kind of like, this is like the most kind of subdued May has been for like basically ever. Like, you can see the kind of gears going. She's like, last night was just, it was a lot, and like, I haven't seen my parents in a long, long time. And the last time I saw them, we weren't really on good terms. So I don't know. I just was thinking about that stuff. But that's not important. Don't worry about it.
no, if it matters to you, it's important.
And you can probably see very clearly the struggle on May's face because she doesn't hide her emotions very well when it's like personal situations. If she's at events, that's different. But she's like struggling very visibly between wanting to like just repress like she always does and just be happy and ignore her problems, and then wanting to like it's like trying to burst out of her, right? So, and she's quiet, like you can see her face going for a minute, and she's just quiet, like trying to fight between those two instincts. And eventually she just like I just, I I just was thinking about when I was sick, and I was sick for a long time, before this happened, and being at the party and seeing them just reminded me of before all of this happened. And Tia, do you ever wonder if you can like go back, if like this could go away?
I have a couple of answers to that one. It depends which one you you would like. Do you
I-
want the nice and simple one, or do you want the harder one?
I want the truth.
Have I ever told you about Henry? I'm not sure I have.
No, I don't think so.
Um, Henry was someone who, throughout most of his life, he had this sense that everything about his mind and the way that he was supposed to move through the world was wrong. That everything about what he was wrong. And there were a lot of points where I think he wondered whether or not there was any point in sticking around, and whether or not there was maybe a possibility. Henry was very religious growing up, that in some way God or something else, if he passed away, would let him start this over again. But there came a moment where I think he realized that regret, looking backwards, they can be helpful things to look back to see what could have been otherwise. But they're very dangerous emotions. They're very dangerous things to do because you lose sight and lose track of what is wonderful about now, and what the more dangerous thing to do would be, which is to actually say yes to yourself. And when I stopped being Henry and I started being Christiana, I told myself that I wasn't going to go back on so many different things. And I've thought about that lately, about what this all means. And I've wondered for the whole time that I've been like this, and she's just playing around with the shadows around her hand, and you see like it gets younger, it gets older, the skin ages, it becomes nicer. She touches like a bit of where her wounds are and a little bit heals, but I've wondered if this was another sign that maybe I made a mistake. But again, this is a sign that maybe going back would be better. Maybe being dead would be better.
Yeah, and like hearing that, May's gonna like grab Tia's hand, like the one hand that she's kind of been playing with, and May's gonna grab it in both of her hands and be like, don't ever think that. I don't know if you think that anymore, but don't think that. The world's a better place with you in it. With all of you. With you and with Francis and Gail and Nidra and everyone. Sorry, and she kind of like catches herself and like lets go after a sec, and she's like, it's not that I don't I don't regret what we did, what my mom and dad and I did. I don't regret it. I'm glad that they helped me try and get better. You know, I almost died. I Without this, I wouldn't be here, but at the same time, I can't help but think I miss it, Tia. I miss how things were before. I miss going to the parties and talking to people and not worrying about hiding or people coming after us. And I miss my mom and dad. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if our plan is gonna work, if we go after them, or if they're too strong, or this meeting we're gonna go to, if Celine is even gonna be on our side, or like the others were saying, maybe she's just trying to use us to get to something, or I don't know.
I think I think Christiana has been standing for most of this. And I'm imagining if May's been playing the piano, there's obviously like a bench. I think she like sidles, sits down and sidles alongside right next to May. And I can't promise that this will all work out. I can't. And I want you to know, maybe before I would have been okay with that. Maybe some part of me would have been fine if we didn't know, because at least if this were all over, then that's something, right? That's something definite. There's no more worry, there's no more any of it. And I think there is a moment where she starts trying to sink into herself, but the shadow presence takes over again. But it is cool moonlight on a dark lake. But the hand, like, I think she holds May's hand, like, with both of hers, thorns and all. And I think she just says in a voice that isn't like how Tia's normally is, but it isn't the way that the bird's presence is. And it's quiet. And she says, I want to live through this. Because I want to live through this to share time with you, to share space with you. I don't know what that means. I haven't been trying to piece that out all since last night. But I want to be here for you, however you'll have me.
Me too. Me too. And I think May will just like, despite all the stuff going on her, she'll like rest her head very carefully against Tia, where it's like most of the petals are, so it's not pokey at all, and just like a classic forehead press with flowers in the middle. I feel like that's a good spot to do a cutaway.
I also agree.
And now I'm gonna go run away and cry. Bye.
Hey, me too. We're good. This is too gay for us. We're gonna go cry.
All right, well, shit, while they recover, I guess, I'm gonna let them catch their breath. Ladies, fan your faces while I'll turn that. That was some Susan Lucci shit. Thank you. Okay, anyway. So while they're doing that, Gail's gonna rest for a little bit, but eventually she is gonna be driven to get up and go find Francis. She just, you know, I've got to go find my buddy because I'm slightly mad. My buddy thinks I'm gonna blow up a whole compound full of kids without even looking first. Like, I'm gonna look first.
Say
And my
that.
buddy's mad because my buddy thinks I'm gonna blow up a whole compound full of kids, so I gotta go find Francis.
Francis is pouring 2 shots, one for Nidra and one for Gale and one for themselves, and runs into Gale. Perfect timing. 3 shots, you're right. 3 shots. 4 shots, 2 for Francis. And is going to is going to pass Gale's to Gale. And is gonna be like, I poured 2 for the others, but they're busy. Follow me?
Actually, you follow me. And
Thank you.
I want you to follow me all the way out to my secret garden. And I'm going to take you out to that back corner.
Lesbians! The secret garden lesbians! Oh my god! No!
I mean,
Talk about this!
yeah, but no. So, we're gonna go out behind the house. It's a couple minutes walk through the woods to the glade where I've got.
Looking back, like I can go get meat. Okay.
And as we get closer, you can go ahead and see through the clearing. You're gonna be able to see beneath the flowers. It's springtime. It's lots of ferns. Lily of the valleys are coming in. It's a very shady spot, but it also becomes pretty obvious as you run your eyes across that you are looking at a place where a lot of bodies have been buried.
Yes. So Francis looks and was like, I've been looking for your mass graveyard for so long. I can't believe it was here the whole time. I knew you had a mass graveyard. I knew it. Oh.
And so Gail's gonna throw her shot back as you walk around, let you look at it and be like, they're all the same size. None of them are small.
Okay. Oh. I think Francis just nods and does a shot with you. I don't think they comment on it. They just look at you and they nod and they went, you never know.
That said, and since I've got Nidra's shot, Nidra don't need it. Nidra's not here. Nidra can pour her a shot.
I would just okay. That's for Nidra. Okay. You get the vibe of like, I'm thirsty. What? I feel like I should have a shot right now.
So that said, I'm gonna walk right up next to you so that we're shoulder to shoulder, and I'm gonna shoot that other shot, and I'm saying, but if there are kids, we need a plan to get them out. Maybe a prank, a good one, with fire alarms.
If there are kids, and Francis does another shoot back and puts one of the both now 2 shots in. If there are kids, 1, you don't leave me with them alone. Yeah, not in that way. You saw what happened in the hallway, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't tell anybody, but you don't whatever plans, you make sure I'm not the one who has to get them out by myself. I mean, I'll probably be fine, but just in case. I mean, I'm scary, they're gonna run from me. I'm not gonna hurt him. It's not that kind of thing. But 2, what kind of pranks are you thinking?
Gail's gonna give a big shrug. That's the thing with Gail and Francis. Bless our hearts. We love to plot, but when you do let us plot without anyone else, we do try to come up with a Scooby-Doo ass plan.
So Francis is put a hand on Arnica on Gail's shoulder, and is gonna be like, "This is why I wanted to get drinks for you, me, and Nidra, because you and I are about to go Looney Tunes on this. You and I are going to go Roadrunner and Roadrunner on this. There can't be 2 Roadrunners. I know that from the mythos, the lore, yes?
I'm going to look at you and nod and go, paint a tunnel on a wall.
I'm not that good at painting, but you know who might be? I don't know. I don't think any of us can paint, actually. Can you show... At this point, Gail, Francis is like casually walking around, turns, and has picked up a little armful of stones, and says, "Should we get Nidra down here? Is this an okay place to bring Nidra? Or you want to go back in? Because I think we can't plan without her. But you brought me down here, and I appreciate it. But if you want to keep this private."
We and I'm gonna look around. Nidra's been here. Nidra knows where it is. Nidra, help me drag some of these bodies out. Thank you, best friend. Nidra!
I have some.
I've known Nidra a very long time. I don't. So, but no, we're gonna go inside where Nidra can have a comfortable shot and catch up, and also sit upon the couch. And also, my wings are kind of itchy, like like not bad itchy, but like I can feel static in them, but it's not bad. It's just kind of annoying, and maybe I need to go sit down and have another shot, get in the air. I don't know, maybe sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna go get drunk together. But before we do that, Francis has all these rocks in their hand, and they just slowly start placing each rock on each grave, just very methodically as they talk and they hang out. And it's just like each rock on a grave, rock on a grave, rock on a grave. Just methodically, almost just casually. There's nothing like super ritualistic about it. It's just casual about like, oh yeah, there's no kids here. There's no kids here. Like that kind of thing. And then I think they're gonna stop as we both turn to leave, kind of like throw an arm around your shoulder and go and look back at the graves. Family's weird, right?
Family is so weird.
So weird. You know what's even weirder? Dead family. And then gonna escort you into the house. But it's more of a like, I fucking get it. It's complicated, and it's made even more complicated by the fact they're gone. But I think there's like a mutual, like, yeah, I grew up in a place where people treated me very similarly in a different way. Not a god, but like a pedestal of what someone should be. I think there's like a vibe of like, and now we're strong. And so I think Francis is going to snag a bottle, circle back, snag a second bottle. Gail, would you carry the shot glasses?
Yep, so cool. Now I've got a handful of shot glasses. Francis got some bottles. Let's go find some people and plan some ridiculousness, possibly by painting tunnels on walls or pulling fire escapes.
In my back pocket. And for Nidra, because I know Nidra will need a stickers to be coaxed into doing this with us. And gonna start singing happy birthday as we open the door to Nidra's room. Birthday shot, yeah! Birthday!
You actually see when you walk in that like
Not knock.
everything except the tracker that she has previously absorbed is all just laid out, and like it's very clear that she took apart and cleaned the pistol, but also she seems to have been like having pulled the passwords and data, you know, that she wanted. She seems to be like methodically, like not just breaking it but like dismantling the phone into like little pieces, and that seems to be her, like she is taking the screws out of each panel and just taking Nigel's phone apart until there is just a pile of pieces in front of her. And that seems to have been what she's been doing for like the past hour, is just getting these things out of her and then doing things with them.
I'm sorry, you didn't leave a sock on the door or anything. We can come back later. For sure.
Sorry, what do you all need?
You didn't leave a cowboy hat. There was nothing we should.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go ahead and just put my wings over my eyes, like, oh no.
Don't look at this. Don't look at this, Gail. This is sinful.
I don't understand. What?
Have a shot. You're not gonna. I don't want to explain this to you.
I think I might need to understand what you two were talking about. Okay.
I give up. Just immediately like it's not worth it. Gonna slide a shot glass over to Nidra. I brought 2, vodka and vodka.
Okay, what are we celebrating? What are we doing?
We're gonna paint a tunnel on a wall.
Yes, we are going to paint a tunnel on a wall.
Okay. I feel like that's like That's a pretty good of me. Unless you wanna do the direct plan right now. Like that's a pretty good line to fade to black on that one.
I think Francis is gonna, and I think if when we reunite, we're gonna set up because I would like to establish a scene of us planning something together. But I would like to be a caveat of Francis, Nidra, and Gale are sloshed. I would like that to be the caveat here because Francis has set up a battle map with shot glasses, and they've been running different plans, and each time you have to like take a shot of the thing you're knocking out.
Every
and we
time the plan fails, you gotta toss
just
one
take
back.
a shot. So we're all like, fuck, and then we take another shot, and it's like a game of like, can we get it? And that's I think why like we're playing it.
Yeah, I feel like at a certain point, Nidra activated the invasive ability to remove all physical tilts.
No, that's
And then
fun. That
just,
sounds fun.
like, no,
Fun.
but like still kind of pretended because it was making y'all happy, but like very much wanted the clear head for making the plan. It was like,
We can
okay, we're
clear
gonna
up
turn
by the
this
time
on.
people get back. We don't. I want this power to be equal. We're not gonna two stooges. We need to be three stooges. We can sober
Stooge
up
with
by the time
us.
they get back. You can sober up by the time these two get back so we can plan. But for the love of God, just let us have us be drunk together.
I don't know if Nidra would do that. This is so-
Please, won't you be my Mo?
I don't feel like it. I appreciate it, guys.
That's
I
fair.
will help
Yeah,
you have
that's okay.
a good plan, but I'm I don't really like the idea of not having like good control of my senses right now. So I'm
Valid.
Okay.
but again, I'll help however I can, and I appreciate the thought. I do.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I thought you would. So I brought you. Takes out the Snickers bar.
That I will take.
There you go.
Literally, she's like, okay, nope, you absolutely win. That is what I
Yeah.
want.
Francis had to back up. Francis had to back up. Francis had an idea that's gonna
And so
happen.
yeah, no, at that point it's like moving the empty shot glasses around, trying to make plans and like eating her Snickers and like, okay, that's her jam. That's what's
Yeah,
working.
yeah. We have a lot of and a whole bag of whipped cream.
You and your unrefrigerated bags of whipped cream are fucking killing
You
me.
don't
Me
need
and
to
my
refrigerate
lactose
it. It's
intolerant
an
real life
aerosol.
stomach are just like, my God.
It's an aerosol. You don't need to refrigerate it. That's how aerosols work. That's what Francis thinks.
Yeah, at a certain point, I think it gets on to the point where no, okay.
No. That's just me and Jessie but I think maybe in and out of character to be like,
Put it
no,
in the fridge.
you still have
I
still
worked
to
at
go in the
Krispy Kreme. I
fridge.
know this. I made whipped cream drinks. It goes in the fridge. That's all I have to say.
Unfortunate things happen if you don't.
Um,
I think at a
either way-
certain point, like the planning has to get curtailed though, because it's the look. We're going to the appointment tonight, and I really need you to like at your best, or at least medium level. That work?
Are we not at our best right now? You're saying we're not? We're
I'm
not.
not
I have never
know what?
looked better.
You have never looked better.
Are you
I
saying
could-
that the
I-
three of us don't look, or the four of us right here with you right now don't look the best that we've ever looked?
Gail is going to slump over and like lean against Francis, so there's like half a clay smear, like just down her face as she's announcing that she has never looked better. She is ready for this.
I'm like you get literally what Abby's doing. Of the she just sits and waits, doesn't.
All right. Well, if we're not gonna play, if we're not gonna play a drinking game, because that was the point of bringing these up here. Why don't I? That's not fair though. If Nidra's not drinking, so I wonder how we can play this game. Because I want to play a game.
I just.
That's why I brought these classes up was to play a game.
I know.
I think Nidra wants us to play the go take a nap game.
I just
I
want to
see.
work. I know nobody. I just want to work. There's a lot we got to do. There's a lot we got to plan, and I just want to get it right. I'm scared if we don't get it right, very bad things will happen. Okay.
Yeah, they will. We'll probably all die.
Okay.
But at a certain point, there's only so much work you can put in to make it right before it's just like, ooh, you didn't like that.
No, because that's not who I am. I don't. There's got to be a way to fix things at least as best as possible.
What
And
do
I
you think fix?
never have the tools I need.
What do you think fix means in this context?
Mm.
What are we fixing? Are we getting a new house? Because that's a prank. That's a good prank series that we could plan together. Are you talking about fixing us? Because you said it yourself. You're not broken. I believe that. You're exactly who you're meant to be because you made that. But 3, you mean fix like this house? Because this house, no offense, Gail. Oh, Gail, that's my armpit. Gail, that's my armpit.
Gail is
Gail, that's
asleep.
my
Gail
armpit.
is now
Gail,
drooling on you.
Gail.
It's not.
Okay.
No, the house is broken. We're on the run, and no, I'm definitely not what I'm supposed to be. So, but that's not going to change. That's literally never going to change as much as I would like it to. So,
Mm.
so anyway,
Boy, I see it. Things are just things. We're all an accident anyway. You're science. You know. It was an accident. Any of us are alive, so what's supposed to be, you know? There's a perfect, I guess, in your definition, but
mine wasn't an accident, so I don't think that applies.
you just call what happened to me an accident?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just double checking. Because then that means I used the wrong words. I have a little to drink. Either way, listen. I don't want to get in deep. I just want to make sure that you're not going to burn out. Because you're no good to us burnt out. Yeah? That's like worse. It's what HR would always say, right? You killed him, though, I have heard. So congratulations.
Wait. I think there's been a mix-up about. Yeah.
The
Anyway.
HR guy.
Hmm.
He's HR, right?
No. Public relations, PR.
Do you know how many 1099 jokes I've written for you to use when you killed that guy?
Cool. Thanks.
What am I going to do with them now? Who else has some kind of accountant slash someone in their life would use a 1099? I have to think about this.
I don't know. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah,
Either
don't
way.
don't worry about me burning out. I am at this point a living battery.
Batteries burn out. You just proved your own point. You proved against your own point. Batteries burn out. You got to replace batteries. That's one thing I know for like a fact.
Gail is gonna half wake up and say, "You can put them in the freezer," and she's back out.
Oh.
What? No, you're right, but also, oh, okay.
A lot to unpack there. Yeah, you could. Or as Gail says, you could put them in
It's just like I'm actually debating with 2 very drunk people, and it's going exactly how I expected, frankly.
You are debating with 2 very drunk people, but they're also right.
Yeah, no, that's
the hard part is that they're also
like, no.
Fuck,
You're
right.
correct. You're correct, and I hate it, but also I don't like. I feel like I'm here. Feel like my own brain is having its moment with these conversations.
Oh, I had a question for you, actually.
Yeah, okay.
So we had that whole thing go down now twice. We had Gail and I got left behind that first night when we found Jessica and what's her face. I went in the back and I lost contact with everybody. Then apparently an entire thing went down in another room that I just wasn't aware of. Would you be able to turn me into that giant ear we had talked about? Would you be able to give me some kind of communication device?
Remind me. Giant
You
ear?
had said, yeah, you call me a giant ear. I didn't take offense to it now, but thinking about it, like back then, I was a little hurt. But I've done work. I've thought about it. I've looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "You were a person, not an ear," and it was great. It was very healing, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I'm fine.
Oh, this is about the vibrations and the
yes, it
play.
is. It's about the cochlear vibrations and everything. That's right.
Okay. Uh, yeah. We would have to look at the layout of that, but yeah, we could look at some of that. Sure.
Okay. I think Gale is snoring into my body, and you see like some clay rippling down from a snore. Okay.
I mean, she is super hard to lift. If you want to just like settle her in here, it's fine.
I can lift her, no problem. I've done
Oh,
it before when
right.
you've
Yeah,
had to get
never
up
mind.
early.
I forgot who I was talking to.
I got you. There's one thing I am, it's strong. And Francis is gonna pick up Gale like it's no fucking problem.
Which, again, it's sort of just like yep. Okay, I can't do that. I can't do that at
Yeah,
all. Oh
we're
boy.
gonna format a plan and make it so. Yeah. I have one more question. You see Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
What is the moral of Star Wars?
Wow. There are many of these movies. You're asking for an overarching theme of Star Wars as a whole?
I mean, you think I look like someone who streams? I've only seen the ones that are on the VHSs and everything. Do I look like someone who knows anyone who streams? I'm
Okay.
made of.
Wow. I was not prepared for this question. Okay.
You know what?
There are multiple ideas, including the concept of the best of intentions can go wrong, and
Yeah.
that one must keep hope against fascist regimes and the destruction of the universe, and
Okay.
better knowing yourself and what you're capable of, and just there's a lot of stuff. It's really well told as like a structured piece.
Right. It's like the people they have like the red lightsaber and the blue lightsaber inside them, right? And they're like fighting.
Jedi and Sith, yes.
Yeah. I was right. And at that, Francis is gonna turn in with victory and walk Gale to Gale's room. Francis is like, yes, I was right. And we
Transition away just to pull Nidra out of that. I think Tia just comes by with noticeable like thorn marks on her like face and her arm.
What happened to you?
Oh, I've been gardening.
you hear a yay from above you.
You almost ready for the meeting or your appointment?
Oh wow. I was trying. We'll get there. Yeah, no. And like you see her reach down and she starts reintegrating the pistol again. And like it gets reintegrated back into her system. She's like, "Okay. Uh yeah, I think I'll be ready in a couple minutes. You probably want to clean up.
Oh, oh crap! Yeah, I should probably go take care of this.
Yeah. Uh,
Something on your mind? Besides, I know that's like when it comes to you, that's like asking which 15 of the 15 things currently cycling through my list and structure is on my mind, but
I
is
have
something in particular.
I have at least 63 tabs open, yeah.
That sounds about right.
But I don't know. I think I'm trying to judge my limits. Like I'm preparing for the worst of whatever this is. It'd be great if it's something nice, but if it's not, I'm trying to mentally like be ready, but also I can sort of see the horizon coming where it's like how
It's
much more can
bloody.
I really like carry?
It's a bloody horizon, isn't it?
um Probably, given our luck. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't say I'm as fond of that being something we're gonna have to accept. but I feel you. I feel you a lot on that.
It's a complicated thing. I know that that they're doing wrong. That literally every last thing that has touched us in that way, that is involved in what happened, is wrong on a level that needs to be damaged or changed in a way where it cannot hurt the world, mine especially, but also it's it's one thing to want them dead, and it's another to do it, and I'm just I'm putting that in my brain. I'm sorting that out.
Honest answer. Are you more frightened about what your mind is thinking about, or how comfortable you are with what your mind is considering?
And you see, she does not like that question, and like she's avoiding eye contact for a bit in this whole process. She's like, I mean, I don't know. Like the whole point of it was that that I'm a person, and I'm not that I'm not what. Because that's the reason I hated that little shit, is because I tried to go get help at another lab, just if nothing else, but to finish my work, to not be this, to move to the next step, to get the parts that I got wrong correct, and I couldn't even get to the equipment I needed because there'd already been this memo out that warned everybody off me, just ruined everything. And so I blamed him. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he sat there and protected the system that was, I was honestly, I swear, I was just trying to get the information that, and like, she's on an actual rant now. Like, there has been something that has just piled up. She's like, I was trying to get the information needed to actually, if nothing else, understand what was happening and damaging the exact same fucking organization that he was protecting. And he was so fucking prideful and unwilling to even like I I just, and yeah, like she's
Yeah, I think Tia lets her go off for a bit because I think she's realized like Nidra doesn't do this. Nidra doesn't let herself do this that often. And she brings a cup of tea. Like she does not take the hard liquor route, but she brings a cup of tea, or at least it looks like a cup of tea. It's actually filled with Mountain Dew. And she's like, so facing that wall where someone or an entire system wants to directly invalidate everything that you are, everything that you've done, and try and cement a reality about you that is far from the truth, even though you tell them otherwise. You give them good reasons, logic, you justify it, and then everything about that system just tells you no. And she kind of says all of that with a very knowing kind of look on her face.
Yeah, I feel like the universe is broken in ways that I cannot deal with when logic fails so utterly. And so yeah, I didn't save him. And I have to sit and ask myself, why didn't I save him? Because he's a person, but also he was the problem.
Let me tell you something. This is just my thought on this. Take it or leave it. not going to tell you how to feel about it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hold on. Is Abby still there? Sorry, I see.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm seeing frozen.
No,
Okay, it came back. Sorry, that was me. That was on my end. It's just taking a second because I was like,
okay.
hold on, is
Oh no.
Oh no, not now. We're
Oh
so
no.
not
close.
fucking now. Why?
Yeah, it's like
Why?
it was saying my connection's unstable. Am I back? Oh,
Hold
no.
on. Give us a second. This would be funny if this is the moment where it fucking craps out.
Okay. I'm seeing movement. I'm hearing voices.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
I a little slow, but I think you're back. Okay,
Let's work
okay.
with what we got.
It's work. Yeah, it's workable. I think Tia basically just tells you, I care about people a lot, like to the point where it fucking hurts pretty much every day moving through a space and seeing anyone in any way think less of themselves, including myself. I'm finding I didn't think this didn't used to be the case, like at all, and now I'm having to. And she's like looking in the direction she just came from, where May was, and she's like, I'm rethinking some things. But
Here.
yeah, I'm here, and after a certain point, I say this as a student of philosophy. I say this as someone who's looked into religious studies, who originally got a degree, was focus in ethics, especially existentialist ethics and such. I care about people, and we can fight every single day about the necessity of violence in any of this, but the luxury of getting to choose to be peaceful and hope that people will change, I don't think is something we're allowed to make use of right now. After a certain point, as much as it goes against every fiber of my being and my morality, justice can't be impartial. Justice just kind of has to be retributive. And that's not because I think it's the right thing. It's not because I think it's a good thing for it to be that way. It's just that is what we might have to do. The situation and the circumstances might call for it to be that way. So
Yeah.
we can debate with our conscience maybe later. It doesn't mean we have to enjoy doing this. I can't. I don't have the strength to feel confident enough physically to enjoy any of this. But I do have enough of a sense of wanting to protect something that this just might be our lives. That's not a yay thing or a negative thing. It is just what it is. And I take it you're the kind of person who really likes just base data to work with, right? That's a fact that stands outside of positive or negative. It just is what our lives are.
Yeah. No, when you're not wrong. Like whatever gray areas I'm feeling, I know what I saw. I saw things that would, in the end, make slaves of the, in my mind, the best of us. So, yeah, I know what we have to do. I know what I'm gonna do. We'll figure it out, and then we'll see. I just don't want to be the monster that they told me, that they told everyone else I was. That's what I don't want to be.
People are gonna
But
think you're a monster regardless of however much you try. Don't let that part of it bother you. People have been telling me I'm a travesty for about she like mimes looking at her watch, I don't know, since I came out when I was like 13, probably younger. Sometimes being a little bit monstrous isn't too bad.
I'll drink to that.
Let's get you to the meeting. That feels like a good scene cut right there for meeting time as our last bit before we head out.
Yep.
Okay. So, Nidra, I assume, does some herding to get everybody going.
Yep.
We're waiting. No. Francis and waiting. No. You know what? No. Francis and Gail are waiting. Just because we're funny and we're silly doesn't mean we're not productive.
No, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
Nobody needs the cat herding. Everybody's good.
I think by the time Nidra and Tia have been talking, May has like shuffled her way over and just found these two very slightly but very obviously previously drunk people and just been like, oh, okay, cool.
I'm still drunk. I'm a pain in the ass because I know I can do the exact same cyborg trick that Nidra does. So I'm just going to roll with it literally until the last second. I'm going to be drunk until I hear the car turn off. And then I'm
gonna
a
be-
system purge.
If I'm going to be buzzed, I'm going to enjoy the buzz as long as I can.
Just remember, you have to end scene. Like you have to do it in the same scene. So otherwise, it doesn't work.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so all the way until we get in the car.
Okay. So,
Seeing you the whole time too. I got you.
you drive to this building. It's in the city, but the building itself is just it's like a longer building than it is wide. It's sort of in between two warehouses. Like there's a warehouse on one side and a warehouse on the like across the street from it. And there's one street lamp that sort of shines on like what the front door of this place would be. And one window is painted with says the Angel Network. And as you approach the first of the front doors, it says clinic entrance. And as you go in more, there's references to certain rules you're expected to follow. We'll get more into those rules later, but then when you get into the actual building, there's like a little lobby space, pretty generic lobby space. There's an old record player playing Duke Ellington.
You should live here. This is where I live now.
And
I think Francis is
This is the new base.
good music choice. Good music choice. Francis is like
there's like
okay.
a counter, and then behind that appears to be like a table or something. You can see two people sitting at the table. One of them you recognize. It is Celine. She is griping to the other person about not knowing where her damn jar is. She always is. But as the bell tinkles, the other person stands up. They are sort of average height. They're wearing a lab coat over what looks to be like a priest's coat with the collar and everything. Got a rosary around one wrist. But their nails have grown out. They have a full beard, but it's very neatly groomed. Several facial piercings, which appear at first glance to be made of bone. And they are wearing the circle mirror shades. And it says, "Wonderful, you've made it. I am very glad to see that you've come. I have food set out for you. Stew and bread. But you should know, to be hospitable, my name is Ivan. and that is where we'll cut for the night.
That's a whole last thing. Okay, then.
Wait. Is his name Ivan as in I want to suck your blood? Wah, wah.
It's possible.
Jesse.
Only
It is
Jessie
possible.
only Jessie as a person, not as a player, as a person can make that statement even remotely adorable. The rest of us, that would just drop like a lead balloon. Only Jessie can pull that one off.
Right.
Thank you. I try.
Wow. All right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's start our sign outs for the night. We will start with Tia.
Hi, folks. My name is Angela Lemos Magrevejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I have been Cristiana Oliveira, otherwise known as Tia, who's had a. Yeah, it's been pretty gay. That's pretty much the summary of this entire session. It's just been pretty gay. It's a lot of feelings and a lot of gay. It's my brand at this point. You can find more of said brand and Eldritch Horror related things and Final Fantasy stuff over on my itch page at Voice of the Phoenix, or you can catch me for the finale of the Wander Home Tales from the Dewdrop series I'm a part of, which I wrote the theme for that show next Tuesday at basically the same time that we do our show, but on Tuesday, so 8 p.m. EST. And also, I'm gonna be involved in a couple of other little writing things and making some NPCs for stuff. Also, all very gay because I have a brand, and the brand is Burbs and Gay at this point. So stick with what I know. I'll let someone else take over from here while I process getting read for filth by my entire fellow castmates.
All right, Francis.
Hi, everybody. My name is Fleet Dietrich. You can find me at Fleet_Dietrich on Twitch and Twitter. Well, no, on Twitch I'm Fleetwood Flack. Keep things posted. I currently write for Daylight Publications, and I just signed a contract with Elders of Cyrus Games, so you can find my content there. I just released a new Merkborge module called Vanity Bleeder. You can find the actual play I did of it as the Four-Faced Oracle, which I will now run monthly on Lost Caravan RPG. I will be doing open casting for that if I reach out to you. Keep an eye out, but it's going to be really fun. You'll also see me running a very big alien game in October on Lost Caravan as well. Keep an eye out for my stuff. I write a lot. I do a lot. I Jew a lot. That's the breaks, folks. Oh, wait, really, really important. If nothing else, if you do nothing else this week, please keep an eye out for the TTRPGs for abortion access and reproductive rights that's coming out. It's $10, 32 games. It's an over $150 value. Honestly, more than 32 games at this point. We just are waiting on the last few people to approve their game, and this thing is going live. It will be running for 2 months. In December is when the conception rate is highest in America, especially in New England, especially in places that get a little cold, making it more, well, New England, but more important than ever for places where it's getting a little colder, for people to be able to go seek safe abortions. So please follow me or just keep an eye out on the TTRPGs for abortion access bundle hashtag, either one. Thank you. Super important.
May.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessie. I have been May, your literal flower girl, who is now super gay. How could you tell that was going to happen? I'm so happy. I had an emotional moment today, starting to peel back the petals, as it were. You can find me over on Twitter at egglasses, EGGLASSES. I'm a little quiet right now because I kind of opened a retail store on Monday. It's an anime shop and other Japanese things shop in my town of Belleville here in Ontario. And you can check us out on www.dokidokimart.com, I believe. And we're on Instagram and Facebook at Doki Doki Belleville. Yeah, I'll get you stuff from Japan. And also, if you want to learn about business or ask me to put things on shirts for you, I'll do that. I do a lot of stuff. I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's me.
You can find the Brisket of Great Renown shirt on there.
Yes. Actually, I still need to upload it, but I'm working on it.
You can
yes,
find
all hail Brisket of Great Renown.
Brisket. Go eat a brisket today.
All right, and Gail.
The fuck are my upstairs neighbors doing? Freaking hell, teenagers. Anyway, hi, I'm Arnica. I've been Gail, your biomechanical bird god, and we brought all the feels today. We brought the giggles, we brought the drunks, we brought 5 different sad emotions, 3 happy emotions, 12 queers. We was on it. Feels. It's been a wonderful week. I can't wait to come back next week. You really gonna make me wait 7 days to do this? Figure out who Ivan is. I'm calling him a whole ass Renfield, and he's going to end up being like the second biggest, baddest thing we've ever seen. That's fine. I'm still gonna call him Renfield to his face. So there. And what?
Okay, I mean, okay.
You knew I wasn't right when you when you let me get started. Oh yeah, you can find me on Twitter at ArnicaXRots, and you can find me on Valdoran's channel tomorrow running my Avatar game. I forgot I do shit. Okay, now I'm done for real.
Okay. And Nidra.
How am I supposed to follow that? Oh my god. Hi. I have been playing Nidra Nikorchik. My real name is Abby. You can find me on my Twitter, my random nerd girl thoughts, and various actual play information at Clarion Call. That information. We are returning. Atomic Youth, Aberrant Atomic Youth with Simulacra Studios returns for our 3rd and final season as of Wednesday the 7th coming up at 5 p.m. On Simulacra Studios, simulcast with the Onyx Path stream, and I play Water Lily, who is, as our 3rd season starting, having just come off a conversation with Divis Mall, not having a good time. So get ready for the antics of teenage heroes and villains once again. But otherwise, definitely come back next week because yeah, these deviants are sure a whole thing, right? Right. Yeah, Nidra's doing great. Great.
All right, folks, and I am Nerdy Teddy. And before I get too far, I do want to thank Captain J Cross on Twitter for letting me borrow their character Ivan. And yeah, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. You can find me over on Nerds with Dice, and where I every Sunday morning about 10 a.m. EST run a Brindlewood Bay campaign over there. So please come check that out. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.